I am 75 years old. I live in a small cabin at the edge of the woods, miles away from the nearest town, miles away from the hum of traffic and the glare of neon lights. It smells of pine needles, wet earth, and old books. The floorboards creak with the rhythm of my steps. I own 3 shirts, 2 gray, 1 blue. I own 2 pairs of pants. I have a wooden chair I made myself, sanding it until the wood was smooth as glass. I have a narrow bed, a table, and a teapot that has been my companion for 20 years. I do not have a television. I do not have a smartphone. I do not have the internet. Most days the only sounds I hear are the wind whispering through the pines, the rain drumming on the tin roof, and the steady rhythmic beating of my own heart. Time behaves differently here. It doesn't rush. It flows like honey, thick and golden. People come to visit me sometimes, hikers who have lost their way, tourists looking for a quirky photo, lost souls looking for answers. They walk into my cabin and they immediately start to twitch. They sit in my chair, fidgeting, checking their watches, tapping their feet. Their eyes dart around the room, looking for a screen, looking for a distraction, looking for anything to save them from the quiet. They are terrified of the silence. It presses against their ears like water pressure at the bottom of the ocean. They say, "Arthur, isn't it lonely out here? Don't you get bored? Don't you miss the world? Don't you want to know what's happening? Don't you feel isolated?" I look at them with their dark circles under their eyes, their shaking hands, their shallow breathing, their addiction to the little glowing rectangles in their pockets, and I say, "I am not the one who is lonely. You are. You are surrounded by millions of people, yet you do not know yourself. You are connected to the entire world, yet you are disconnected from your own soul. You are drowning in noise, yet you are dying of thirst for a single drop of truth. I am here to tell you that the noise is killing you. It is rotting your brain. It is shrinking your soul. It is frying your nervous system like a circuit board with too much voltage. You are anxious because you have forgotten how to be silent. You are depressed because you have forgotten how to listen. You are lost because you are following a million maps drawn by people who are just as lost as you are. The modern world is a conspiracy against silence. Everywhere you go there is noise. In the elevator there is music. In the doctor's waiting room there is a TV blaring bad news about wars and pandemics. In your car there is a podcast telling you how to be more productive. In your gym, the music is so loud you cannot hear your own thoughts. In your pocket, there is a device that buzzes and beeps and demands your attention every 4 seconds, like a needy child. Look at me. Look at me. Someone liked your photo. Breaking news. Use this discount code. You are never alone. You are never quiet. You are never still. From the moment you wake up to the moment you pass out from exhaustion, you are being stimulated. Your brain never gets a break. It is constantly processing, filtering, reacting. And because you are never still, the sediment in your mind never settles. Your mind is like a glass of muddy water that is constantly being shaken. You cannot see clearly. You cannot think deeply. You are reacting, not acting. You are a puppet, and the noise pulls the strings. You are not living your life. You are reacting to notifications about other people's lives. Do you remember what it feels like to be truly bored, to have nothing to do, to sit on a porch and watch a cloud move across the sky for 20 minutes, to watch a spider spin a web? Most of you have forgotten. If you have 5 seconds of downtime, standing in line at the grocery store, waiting for a red light, you reach for the phone, You scroll, you check the notifications, you feed the beast, you treat boredom like a disease that must be eradicated immediately. You are terrified of boredom. But boredom is the gateway to creativity. Boredom is the gateway to self-discovery. Boredom is where the magic happens. When the external stimulation stops, the internal world begins to open up. Think of Isaac Newton sitting under that apple tree. He wasn't checking Instagram. He was bored. He was watching the world. And in that silence, he discovered gravity. Think of Einstein. He used to sit for hours and just think, not consume. Think. You are consuming so much that you have no time to create. You are eating mental junk food all day long, and you wonder why you feel sick. You wonder why you have mental indigestion. Why? Why are you so afraid of the silence? Why do you run from it like it is a monster under your bed? I will tell you why. Because in the silence you have to face yourself. In the silence the masks fall off. In the silence the distractions fade away, and you are left with the one person you have been avoiding, you. In the silence you hear the whispers of your own conscience. You hear the regrets. You hear the fears. You hear the truth about your life. And that truth is painful. Maybe you realize you hate your job. Maybe you realize you are in the wrong relationship. Maybe you realize you are wasting your potential. Maybe you realize you are lonely, despite having 5,000 friends on Facebook. So you turn up the volume. You drown out the inner voice with outer noise. You run. You run from yourself. You fill every gap with a podcast, a song, a video. But you cannot run forever. The faster you run, the more tired you become. The anxiety you feel, that is not a chemical imbalance. That is the sound of your soul screaming for you to stop running. That is your inner self banging on the door, begging to be heard. I spent 30 years in a monastery. I entered when I was 25. I was a young man, full of fire and confusion and ambition. For the first year I thought I would go insane. No talking, no distractions, just work, sit, breathe, dig the garden, cook the soup, sit in the chapel. My mind was a chaotic storm. I replayed every argument I ever had. I worried about the future. I fantasized about the past. I hummed songs in my head just to have some noise. I wanted to scream. I wanted to punch the walls. I wanted to run away and find a bar and a jukebox. But then, around the 18th month, something shifted. The storm broke. The clouds parted. The mental chatter began to slow down. The loop stopped playing. And I found a place inside myself that was quiet. It was vast. It was deep. It was like the bottom of the ocean. On the surface there might be waves and hurricanes, but down deep it is always still. It is always safe. It is always calm. That place exists in you too. It is your birthright. It is the core of your being. It is the seat of your soul. But you have paved over it with concrete and billboards and fiber optic cables. You have built a shopping mall over your temple. You have forgotten the way home. Silence is not empty. It is full. It is full of answers. When you stop talking, you can listen. When you stop looking at screens, you can see. When you stop wanting, you can appreciate. Look at a tree. I have a favorite pine tree outside my window. I call him Old Ben. He has been there for 200 years. Does Old Ben look anxious? Does he worry about the stock market? Does he compare his needles to the oak tree's leaves? Does he check the news to see if there is a forest fire in California? No, he just is. He stands in silence. He grows. He drinks the rain. He accepts the sun. He endures the winter. He is present. He is fully alive. You are part of nature, but you act like a machine. You try to process information at the speed of light. You try to be everywhere at once. You are violating your own biology. Your brain was not designed to process the tragedy of the entire world every morning before breakfast. It was designed to care for your tribe, your family, your patch of earth. No wonder you are exhausted. You are carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. Every war, every injustice, every celebrity scandal. And you wonder why your back hurts. You wonder why you can't sleep. Put it down. It is not yours to carry. Turn off the news. If something important happens, someone will tell you. You do not need to know about a fire in a country you will never visit. You do not need to know what a celebrity ate for lunch. It is noise. It is garbage. It is pollution for your mind. You fiercely protect your body from toxins. You eat organic food. You filter your water. You avoid secondhand smoke. You read labels. But you let toxic mental sewage pour into your brain all day long without a filter. Silence is the filter. Silence is the cleanse. Silence is the shower for your soul. I challenge you. Can you sit in a room alone, without a phone, without a book, without music for 1 hour? Most of you cannot. You would start to shake. You would feel the itch. The addiction would kick in. I need to check. I need to know. What if I miss something? Know what? What is so important that it cannot wait 1 hour? Nothing. Nothing is that important. The world will spin without you. The emails will wait. The likes will wait. The trends will come and go. The internet will still be there, screaming into the void. But your soul will not wait. Your soul is starving. It is shriveled. It is crying out for nourishment. When you sit in silence, the demons will come. I warn you. It will not be peaceful at first. The anxiety will spike. The boredom will scream. Your brain will throw a tantrum like a toddler who has had their iPad taken away. Let it scream. Watch it. Do not fight it. Just watch it. Say, "Hello, anxiety. I see you. I am not afraid of you." And eventually, just like a tantruming child who realizes nobody is watching, the anxiety will settle down. The boredom will dissolve. And you will find peace. You will find a clarity that is sharper than any high-definition screen. You will realize that you are not your thoughts. You are the sky. The thoughts are just clouds. You will find that you are enough, just as you are, without the likes, without the achievements, without the noise. You are a breathing, living, conscious being. That is a miracle. You don't need to do anything to be worthy. You just need to be. In the silence, you will find clarity. The problems that seemed impossible will suddenly have solutions. The creativity you thought was dead will sprout like a flower in the desert. The love you thought you lost will return. People pay thousands of dollars for therapists and gurus and silent retreats in Bali to find themselves. But you are right here. You haven't gone anywhere. You are just buried under the noise. You don't need to add anything to find yourself. You need to subtract. Subtract the noise. Subtract the distraction. Subtract the busy work. Subtract the obligations that don't matter. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. I own very little, but I am the richest man I know because I own my time. I own my attention. I own my mind. Nobody lives rent-free in my head. When I drink tea, I just drink tea. I taste the leaves. I feel the warmth of the cup against my palms. I watch the steam rise and disappear. I'm not thinking about the next thing. I'm here. When you drink coffee, you are already at work in your head. You are already answering emails. You are worrying about the meeting at 10 a.m. You are swallowing the liquid without tasting it. You are a ghost haunting your own life. You are physically present, but mentally absent. Be here. Be now. This moment is the only thing that exists. The past is a memory, a ghost. The future is a fantasy, a dream. this breath, this heartbeat, the feeling of your feet on the floor. This is reality. If you miss this, you miss your life. You will wake up at 80 years old and realize you rushed through the whole thing trying to get somewhere else, and you miss the journey. You think you're running out of time. No, you're running out of presence. You are rushing through your life to get to where? The grave. That is the finish line. Why are you springing toward it? Slow down. Walk. Look at the sky. Notice the color of the leaves. Listen to the birds. The ancient masters knew this. Every great religion, every great philosophy has silence at its core. Jesus went into the desert for 40 days. Buddha sat under the tree until he found enlightenment. The Stoics practiced solitude. They knew that wisdom cannot be found in a crowd. Wisdom is a shy animal. It only comes out when the forest is quiet. You want to be wise? Be quiet. You want to be strong? Be still. You want to be happy? Be present. I know it is hard. The system is rigged against you. Trillion-dollar companies have hired the smartest engineers and psychologists in the world to hack your dopamine receptors. They want you addicted. They want you anxious. Anxious people buy things. Insecure people buy things. Quiet, content people do not. Happy people do not need the latest iPhone. Peaceful people do not need the new car to impress their neighbors. Reclaiming your silence is an act of rebellion. It is a revolution. When you turn off your phone, you are saying no to the masters. You are saying, I am not a product using a product. I am a human being. Start small. I am not asking you to move to the woods like me. I am asking you to carve out a sanctuary in your life. Tomorrow morning, do not touch your phone for the first hour. Buy an old-fashioned alarm clock. Keep the phone in the other room. Just wake up. Drink water. Look out the window. Stretch. Let your brain wake up naturally without the jolt of cortisol from the news. You will see the difference immediately. The day will feel longer. You will feel calmer. You will feel in control. Then try to eat one meal a day in silence. No TV, no podcast. Just you and the food. Taste it. Be grateful for it. Chew slowly. Then try to drive without the radio. Let your thoughts wander. Let your mind process the day. Let yourself be bored. Bit by bit, reclaim the territory of your mind. Push back the noise. Expand the silence. You will find that your anxiety begins to fade, not because the world has changed, but because you have changed. You are no longer a leaf blowing in the wind. You are the mountain. The wind blows, the storm rages, but the mountain does not move. Anxiety is a vibration. Silence is the grounding wire. Inner peace is not something you find like a set of keys. It is not a destination. It is the default state of a clean mind. It is what remains when you remove the noise. Clean your house. Sweep out the dust of distraction. Open the windows of your soul. I am Arthur. I am just an old man in the woods. I have nothing to sell you. I have no course to offer. I just have this truth, earned through 30 years of silence and 75 years of living. The answer you are looking for is not on Google. It is not in a book. It is not in this video. The answer is inside you. It has been there all along, but you will never hear it if you don't shut up. So please, for your own sake, turn this off. Put the phone down. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath and listen. The silence is waiting for you. It has been waiting for you your whole life. Welcome home.